Welcome to another episode of BorderLaughs podcast. You know your host, Josh Castro, and I am the host of BorderLaughs podcast and BorderLaughs comedy show, done every month at El Perrito's down south, and also addition to my shows, I also have a weekly at Leander at Fifth Element Brewery, guys. And right now, I'm at Fifth Element Brewery, none other than with my guest here, Mr. Mike Brune.
Hey guys.
He is the owner and the genius behind all of this madness here, guys. And I've been very fortunate to know Mike, and he's been very nice enough to allow us to do comedy shows here at this Fifth Element Brewery. And it's been a great year. It's been a great month working with Mike, and it's really great to have somebody support local comedy out here in Leander. So thanks so much for joining us, guys. And you know the deal. If you like this episode, like, subscribe. And today we're having a special episode. Every episode is special, but this one is muy special. A little bit different. Usually in my episodes, I talk about comedy, culture, comida. This time, I'm doing a little bit more something juicy. I am getting into the weeds of paranormal activity, guys. And we have a special situation here at the brewery that Mike has uncovered. And so I came to ask Mike a couple questions about some of the experiences he's been having here at the brewery, which is pretty fascinating because we got some video to show a little bit later along in this podcast. If you stick around, you'll get to see what I'm talking about. But first things first, Mike, tell me a little bit more about yourself, buddy.
Sure. Well,
how did you get here?
I've been here in Leander for just over a decade. Originally was in El Paso before that. It was your hometown, so.
Former El Pasoan, shout out.
Chuco Love here.
Yeah.
915. Yeah, it's kind of something that found me. I was always into the comida, the culture, and la química, right? So all those things, those were my three C's that brought me to beer. About 4 or 5 different single 1-gallon Mr. Beer kits that I've received from friends over various holidays. I was like, okay, maybe there's something here, like, I keep getting the same style of present from the people that know me the best.
Right.
So maybe I should look at moving my life in that direction. So I bought a 5-gallon bucket, and the rest is history. Now we're here at our commercial space in Leander, right down the railroad tracks from the final stop on the metro. So it's super easy to get to us from Austin. Just hop on the metro, get a transfer, you don't even have to worry about driving out here. So
it's exactly, so he posted up here, and I don't know if you noticed, he is totally dressed for the occasion, guys. If you do a little look close up here, he's got a whole suit of beers.
It is trivia night. Monday nights are trivia night, and this is our hosting outfit, you know.
Real man of genius.
There you go. Those were some great commercials.
So
real American heroes, right?
So you've been here at this location for maybe about a year?
Yeah, we've been in operation for about a year and a half. We purchased this property in 2018 and have been renovating ever since. I had a few hiccups with the pandemic and some supply chain issues, but we've been to the starting line, and we're super excited to be here to support the community and connect people, just help people heal from the pandemic and all the ostracization, and just becoming disconnected from your fellow compadres,
right?
And comadres.
And I'm a local here in Leander. This is where I live. So having a fellow El Paso in here really makes me feel like home. This is why I think it's a great spot for comedy, because I feel like I could be myself, and especially around people that I know, especially from my hometown. That makes me feel so much comfortable when I'm doing comedy on stage. So nothing but greatness of coming out of this place. Nothing but love and corazón. And so it's great to have a fellow El Pasoan. And like you said, right off the highway, right off the train tracks, we're right next to the train tracks. And Leander is still a developing city. So there's a lot of stuff going on all around this area that have new businesses and new things to check out. But one of the cool things I think that make this place unique is that it's a little bit separate from the city, and it's a little bit on the other. It's the other side of the tracks you got to check out. But it's all cool because there come stories with that.
It is true.
And so
you get some special privileges being from the other side of the tracks sometimes.
Yeah. And so some of the things that you when you started off in this business and you bought your stuff and you're comfortable, you're in your realm. Is there anything that's been happening prior to the incident we're going to talk about earlier?
You know, it was a pretty isolated incident, but you know, with as obvious as the incident was, and with as certain that we do have a friendly ghost, you know, we put some rules in place to avoid upsetting them.
Okay.
You know, we do things to show that we, you know, love and respect that entity and want them to feel comfortable here too.
That's awesome. See, and that's what makes this place great. And so, so tell me, so you moved here about a year, and so you're getting things together. And so, how did you come up? How did you first? Did you first discover this first, or did you hear about something before you were on this property?
So, finding this headstone, or what I believe is a piece of a headstone, was a complete surprise to us. We didn't think that would be something we'd find in what has become our beer garden.
Right.
But we are excited to investigate and try and put a name to this individual so that we can honor their history as being part of you know, Leander's past. Right.
So let me back up and let people know. So as Mike was here in establishing his business, one of the groundskeeper. Now, mind you, this is a pretty big property. We're in one building of two, and so this structure here is where the brewery is kind of like a house, and right next door is another house, right? And right across this way is a very open lot, and that lot sits a very huge tree over there on that side. So I'm not gonna lie, at night it's a little spooky. There's no lights out here, but the ones that are here, Mike has it lit up here. You can actually see it from 183 as you're driving by his business. So it's very noticeable. But as you get through the beginning of it, it does seem a little spooky. And there's quite and I feel this is why it's exclusive. I've had friends tell me, well, it's kind of hard to find. I said, not really, but once you find it, it's very unique. And I feel like once you're here, it's like this is our area. This is the special area here. You know what I mean? So it's like it has a lot of history in this city. So what Mike had basically discovered is one of your guests. I mean your groundskeepers. Found a headstone. Now he didn't give you exactly where he found it.
No,
but he said maybe you're speculating towards the tree area,
towards the in the beer garden under one of the trees. And I've also heard speculation from another member of our community that this area used to actually be a church, or that this property used to be a church. When I purchased this property in 2018, I purchased it from an individual who ran an AC business. Right, but prior to that, actually, funny enough, some of our patrons came in and located. I used to live here.
Oh, really?
Like, oh, really? You know, we started getting to talking. He's like, yeah, dude, the stove was over there, the fridge was over there, this is where the bathroom was, this is where this was. So obviously it was very true that this individual had lived here before.
Right.
You know, I'll get his permission to put his info out if he wants to be part of helping us get more information on this.
Right.
He does come in every now and again, and it kind of helped me learn a little bit more about this area, as well as some of the neighbors here too. But I really just kind of want to put the feelers out and kind of try and discover who this person may have been. One thing that we've done to kind of honor their spirit and show them that, you know, we mean nothing but the best for the community. One of our flagship beers is named Lost Marker. in honor of this headstone, and that's our Czech style brew, which is, I think, an excellent beer that goes on our Lucre tap, and we'll leave a little taster of beer every now and again for our dearly departed friend to.
Cheers.
Exactly.
So, I don't know if you guys can see up close. Maybe I can zoom in a little bit on once I have. I'll probably get a separate shot on this. But I don't know if you guys can see. There are some inscriptions here on this stone here, and obviously it's very heavy. It's made out of limestone. This area where we live, I only know this because I live here too. Is covered in limestone, so it's very hard to dig out here. So there's no basements out here, so there's nothing on the floor. You can't get the ground is hard. It is hard to get down to the center.
Rocks on rocks.
So there might be only specific places where actually bodies can be buried. Now, if you don't know your research, check out New Orleans. New Orleans, you can't bury people in the swamp. So that's why they have the gravestones on top of the ground. So, but this one right here, there's small insignia. It doesn't seem like it has a name. However, I think it was a great idea to honor this stone, and then what Mike did actually was pretty ingenious and make a marker out of it. So hopefully this will spark an investigation and maybe find out who this person was and where they're buried. I mean, they could be buried in the beer garden. Who knows? Could be under the towels. Who knows? But one of the things that really intrigued me and really got me interested in this story. I kind of showed a quick clip before I started this podcast. Mike's surveillance system actually captured some of I don't know how to explain it. A ghost, a mist, and some fog. And it just happened to be at 3:00 in the morning. Is that right?
Something like that. That was the first time that we were able to capture the apparition. It's actually the only time. But what was unique about it is, it happened in the middle of the night. It was probably 2 or 3 a.m. And we got a notification on our security platform that there was motion at the brewery. And so obviously we were very interested in seeing what the heck was going on.
Yeah.
And my head brewer was the first one to take a look at it. And sure enough, there is a apparition that's coming from right behind where Josh is. If you look behind Josh, right where our cooling bandana is, was the original placement for the headstone. But folks got a little bit curious and handsy, so in order to make sure that we didn't damage the piece, it's actually been moved to behind the bar. But when we first had it on display for the community, that's where it lived, and that's where you see the apparition start.
Right.
It's right behind Josh, and then right where I was at, there is a barrel table, and you can almost see the apparition kind of go around the barrel table. And
Interesting.
Then funnily enough, through the bar, straight to where the taps are.
Interesting. So what went through your mind when you saw that? Did that freak you out? How did you? What was your initial gut reaction to it? Did you think it was fake?
No, honestly, I was very impressed by the footage. Like I didn't really consider myself a believer in paranormal before this, but after I saw that, I was like, oh, it's kind of, there's a headstone, there's a glow.
You start putting all the things together.
Motion, right? And then don't even get me started on the first time I did an LC over here.
Oh, yeah. So let's talk about that. Tell me some more about that. So
sure.
Give me the story that happened there.
So this further bolstered my belief in the entity. This is something that we no longer do, but at one time we did a last call at a certain time. now we'll, play a song or use some different verbiage. But the first time we did Last Call to usher people to close out their tabs and things, the next morning, all of our plasticware was on the ground.
Interesting.
Everything that was in front of our water station just completely on the floor. And I mean, it's been sitting up there for months. We've had the same setup for our water station the whole time. We haven't had a disturbance like that at all before or since. And so I thought that was a very interesting thing.
Interesting.
And so after that, for a while, we would pour one out for our entity, and we'd leave a little flight glass of beer right under the Lost Marker tap.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So you think that's kind of maybe smoothed over some things?
I mean, I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so. I hope, if I ever turn into a entity of some kind of paranormal spirit, I hope someone will leave some beers out for me.
Right?
Santa Claus gets milk and cookies, so why not?
Argos get beer.
Yeah.
Dude, what a great concept. I think I mean, anybody who's somebody who studies the paranormal or a fan of a paranormal, like I watch a lot of paranormal stuff. That intrigues me, and that would make me want to go check out that beer too. You know what I mean? So like one of those things, like I like stories like that. So one of the things I was able to do with Ali Musa, one of our other comedians that we work with. Shout out to Ali. We did a podcast and we visited all the locations for their horror movie, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original one. Mm-hmm. And by God, down the street is the cemetery that they filmed the movie in. And there's a shot there. If you go check out my other episodes, you're going to see the picture of the headstone that they used in the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Actually, the new remake that they had the new shots in there. And right down the street is Baghdad Cemetery. And so there's a lot of history, but along with the history, there's a lot of unknown history that we're just tapping into. Because, again, we just moved out here. Yep. I mean, I've been here since 2017. He's been here a year. I'm still discovering a lot of stuff about this city itself and everything that includes in it. And I'm very interested. So I think I'm going to do a little bit more research and try to find out who this missing person is, if they're missing or if they're not. And I think that'd be a cool thing to pay tribute, as far as leaving some beer out for them. But you had something else to say up there?
Yeah, I mean, really, I would just like to learn a little bit about this person or entity so that we can incorporate a little bit of their legacy until the end.
And so before you weren't really a believer. You just didn't pay attention to
not even close.
Oh yeah, so that kind of solidified.
Yeah,
I've always been the person like I want to go check it out. I want to find it, but it's always people that are just nonchalant about it. like Mike lives his life drinking, having a good time. It's like, oh, that shit's real.
Yeah, 100%. It was just like that. I was like, okay, that's the proof. That's the pudding.
I'm an amateur in paranormal stuff. Well, I mean, I've been through some spooky shit, right? Spiritually, I've always been pretty strong in my faith and my beliefs and myself, but I'm always cautious about these type of things. So I'm looking for and this is one of my jokes that I did this past week in the RGV. I'm looking for a curandera. I'm looking for a good curandera that can help me out. I have some protection, just for a little bit of protection, because I'm going to start going out there and try to, make some contact. And so what I've done is I've actually bought one of these meters, guys. I don't know if anybody's ever used these. Probably people are going to give me shit like, those don't work. But these are EMF readers and basically magnetic fields, and that's what it reads. Obviously, it's going to read any type of things going on. I may just go out there to that beer garden, just kind of walk around maybe, and see what I can pick up. You down to do that, Mike?
I'm super down to do that. Let's go.
But I got my cross here with me, and my abuelita's with me, so she's going to protect us. And so, but that's something I've always been interested in, and I think we're going to start our paranormal investigation tonight, guys. So I'm going to include our second episode and the follow up of what's going to happen. after we do this. But until then, guys, I hope you enjoyed the story. This has been a great story and understanding of this place where I've been doing comedy for the past couple of months. I wanted to give a lot of exposure to a lot of hard work that Mike and his staff has done to build this place up and giving me the opportunity to do this here. So shout out to you, Mike. I appreciate you
right
doing
back
your
at
thing.
you. You know, you guys are good at what you do. You bring the laughs every Saturday. So, you know, a big thank you to you guys and to you specifically for helping us put together all that talent. Awesome. If you guys have not been to one of our shows for stand-up, I definitely encourage y'all to come out. It's a lot of fun. Josh always has new, exciting, and fresh talent coming through. And the more the comedy becomes well-attended, the more stuff we can do out here. We want to do, movie roasts and all these fun things, maybe some improvising classes. I mean, we're all about connecting people, being lighthearted, and having fun. And for me, when people are laughing, they're not being assholes. So I want to make
that
people
is
laugh.
so true. I have never heard anybody say that. When they're laughing, they're not assholes. I think that's gonna be my next shirt, guys. If you ain't laughing, you're an asshole.
There you go. So, but yeah, I mean, happy people are the best people. Happy people are the people I want to be around, and happy people with a sense of humor. I mean, that's double points in my book.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, this has been another episode of BorderLaughs podcast, another special episode talking about the paranormal. Here with my man Mike Brune, giving us a little bit of time of day. And so, if you like this episode, guys, tune in on my next episode. I'm going to be filming all the ghost hunting activities and probably be visiting Mineral Well, Texas next time and seeing if I can do another podcast out there and start this paranormal trip that I'm doing, guys. So thanks for following me. Guys, if you like this episode, please like and subscribe. You know what to do. And my name has been Josh Castro at Te Huacho and my friend Mike.
Right on. Mike Brune here. I just want to remind you guys to drink local, drink Leander.
There you go.
All right, we've got something for everybody in our tap room. Always have non-alcoholic options, both on tap and for takeaway. So all are welcome. Come on by, have a beverage, and spend some time just around your friends. That's what this place is for.
Awesome. At Te Huacho. See you next, guys. All right, we are here at the beer garden, guys, and I don't know if you guys can see this, but this is what we were talking about here in the podcast.
Keep an eye out for the mural. It'll help you get here. It's underway.
There it is, the famous mural. Los Tigers de Leander. Now, if you look back here, this is the structure that we were in. Oh, shout out to that light for just turning on and off for no reason. This is the house that we're in. This is Mike's business, Fifth Element Brewery here. That's where we filmed our podcast. On the other side there is the secondary house there. Right here. And here is the railroad track here. But see how it's all lit up here? Yeah, this looks pretty nice. This is the beer garden. So, what we got here is our meter here. So I'm just gonna walk around, see what happens, and I'll turn this baby back on. See what happens. Now this meter is supposed to measure any electromagnetic field, and it's supposed to go off if there's some type of electromagnetic field. I don't know what I'm talking about. But as you can see, there's a couple of trees right there. This is where his property ends, right here. And right there, I don't know if you can see that down there, there is a little bridge that goes straight to this business. You have to drive kind of a little bit around here, and then that's where you end up here at the... So so far, I don't know if you want to film me. I'm gonna just kind of walk around and see if it goes off or not. Hello, spirits, entities. I don't know who's out here.
Abuelita, abuelo.
Abuelita. May she rest. I don't think she'll be here at the beer garden, but I don't know.
My grandma would, bro.
Yeah, no, actually, my grandma would.
2
be
carta
here.
blancas a night. That was
Right?
the rule.
So my grandma would. Her choice was Bud Light. I don't know why Bud Light, but
That's all right. That's all right. Everybody makes mistakes, brother.
nah. Have you heard anything going on at that little place there? Have you heard any stories over there?
I haven't, but I'm happy to dig into it, man, and figure out the history of this place.
So where do you think that the stone was found?
From my recollection, I think that they had mentioned it was near one of the pecan trees, which we're looking at one now, and then there's the second one over there.
Okay,
So I'm gonna follow Josh to the first one here.
Okay, we just passed one up. Now, I don't see anything on the floor that would resemble. I mean, I don't know. It'll probably be 100 years. Is that? I hope that's not an original well.
No, not at all. Not at all.
So this looks like a pretty old tree. No lights yet. I don't know if they'll do it for a tree or anything around the tree, maybe. Although my mom said she would want to be buried under a tree, so I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, I want them to turn me into a floating avocado tree. I'm gonna be the first avocado tree in the ocean.
There you go.
That way, my fruit will be already salty by the time people eat it, and you don't have to use a salt shaker. That
So
salty
nothing-
seawater.
Nothing yet. And that might be a good thing, because, maybe it's crossed over. Maybe it's just common. It doesn't want to, there's no entity.
I mean, I would love to have brought peace to that soul.
I mean, I think so.
That would be great.
But I mean, that video was just wicked, man.
It's definitely something that made me a believer.
So this is the second tree. So I'm just going to go around here and just see if there's anything that kind of catches my eye. Have you ever talked to the neighbors?
I've talked to a few of them, and some of them have given me a little bit of history and pointed me in some directions, so I'm still waiting for some of that stuff to pan out. That's how I found out that this was potentially a church before, and then some other folks have given me other little pieces of info, but we are still very interested in learning everything we can about this place. And we're at 100 East Evans, in case anyone out there has a digital way to peel back that onion for us and help us get more into the weeds as far as finding out who our entity could be.
There you go. You can hit the reverse.
What? Like pause or what?
No, you're good. Okay. Well, there you go, guys. Nothing yet. We did around a couple circles. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know. I'm not a ghost hunter, so you're gonna give me shit. I don't give a fuck. I'm doing this for the first time. Fuck you. All right.
There you go.
So this is what I got. All right. This is how I learn. Okay. I'm protected. I feel protected, so I'm good. Well, nothing yet so far.
One day, one try.
But yeah. Well, I came out here. This is what it is, guys. You want to come out here, check out the beer garden, do some ghost hunting with me? I'm going to try going to Mineral Wells, Texas, and go visit that damn hospital that's abandoned. So I'm doing that by myself, so catch me there. Okay. All right, we're going to the second property, which is the other side that I described to you, where the other house is, and this is what it looks like over here. So here's the other house and Fifth Element Brewery.
That's right. And we've got big plans for this next spot here. We're hoping to put in a eatery and a little bit of an arcade.
Nice. Oh. Did I see something go off? Was that something?
Maybe I'm moving too fast.
Or maybe I saw something. Maybe I'm too eager to.
Oh, hey, I just saw a little
See?
blip too. Hang on.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Uh-oh. Okay.
All right.
Let's just.
More blips. Okay, cool.
Well,
that one went to yellow.
Interesting.
I'm gonna try different heights here. Oh, a little beep there.
So I like to compare this to Egon when he's in the hotel and he has that contraction and he's trying to measure, and then he sees a guy, but he thinks he's a ghost, so he does that, and he just points at him.
Yeah, just like every time you go to Home Depot, you get the stud finder. You check yourself out, make sure you're still a stud, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, this thing is beeping more over here. Like,
yeah.
I'm getting consistent beeps over here.
Okay.
This is pretty neat. Small little baby ones, but
it's something
more active than we had on the last spot.
How about this tree? Oh, this looks really spooky.
Yeah, it is a spooky.
Oh my God! Look at this, and look what this looks like, Mike. Look at that. Look at this right here.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I'll at the moon, man.
That's all right. Let's see what. No, keep going. Yeah. So we're heading to the other tree. This is a beautiful tree, by the way. It's spooky, but it's beautiful. Thank you, Mr. Tree, for letting us film you.
Yep.
All right. And so we're in the backyard of his secondary property here. And do you have any history on this property?
You know, I don't. Other than knowing it was a storage for another type of business previous. I don't really know much of the history here. I do know the couple that used to live here, and they've kind of told me, hey, this is what it used to look like.
Oh, nice.
They didn't give me too much information as far as the history.
This looks like a separate house that was here or something.
And so this is part of the ground clearing that we've started to do, just to also see if maybe there's another headstone or something of that nature.
Oh yeah.
You know, around here.
Let me put my light out here.
So, you know, it's just our little effort to try and figure out, is there someone here? Are there someones here? You know.
Right.
But you've got a lot of big heavy blocks out here.
And this is another tree here that's dangling. What do you think? Anything there?
Mm-hmm.
Any signs?
Not yet, man. Not yet. But maybe we got a breakfast ghost. You know?
And then on this side, this is the other side of the street. You guys can't see it here; it's very dark. But this is the other side of the street. Oh man, definitely need some light here.
We do for sure.
Really dark out here.
For stargazing and ghost hunting.
Yeah. So as you can see, we're kind of striking low on the meter. Nothing going on. So running out of light here. So I don't want to just film the dark, guys. So we're gonna pause here and see if we can find another place to check out. So all right, thanks for joining us, guys. Appreciate it.